This meeting is being live streamed. All right. When I see that message pop up on the screen, you know what that means? It's Monday night, and it is time once again for another edition of our stay at home open mic. That is what I like to call our Monday night online mic, our online open mic. And this is for many Mondays in a row, going consecutive. We've been going since April of 2020. If this is your first time tuning in for any chance, for any reason, we welcome you. We have a whole backlog of episodes saved on our YouTube channel. So when you have a little bit of free time, you can go back and check our archive. We have a whole playlist of stay at home open mics or online open mics, and they're often time stamped. I think every single episode is time stamped thanks to the hard work of Kit and Ren, who will be reading and performing tonight, and we'll be hearing a lot of as well regarding tumble words. And if you have been here before, as always, welcome back. We're happy to have you. If you've been waiting for us to start, I commend you. You're a real one because we did start a little bit later than usual today. Regardless, the show goes on. And if you're watching this during, if you're watching this later during the week, then we still love to have you here. So we're gonna have a pretty humble list today in terms of what we've had compared to what we've had in the past. Nonetheless, each reader coming with their own power, profundity, their words that they want to share. Like any other open mic, whether it be online or in person, the rules are simple. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. We do have a sign up sheet available on our social media, Barbed Open Mic Series. We do have a link tree that you can subscribe to. And every week, every Sunday, I put out a new link for people to submit. We also make a Facebook page on our Facebook, an event for every single online mics. If you guys want to ever participate, if you ever feel the courage to do so, you most absolutely can. All righty then. So we're looking at the list right now. The list is not final, so if people still want to sign up, we do have plenty of room. If you are signed up, each performer gets 5 to 7 minutes to do their thing, whether it be original work, a cover poem. And in this mic, we also do welcome, I do want to remind people, music. So if you play an instrument, if you sing, if you rap, we're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to share with us. Anyway, performers definitely, even though you do this every single week and maybe you're tired of it, I don't know. Just we always have to pretend that someone is watching for the first time because there is a good chance there is. And, just share their website, the things that you want to promote. And this is a great opportunity, as I've mentioned time and time again, to kind of pull a thread and follow the many great activities happening online throughout the week that you can attend virtually, thanks to the power of the internet and Zoom. Anyway, my name is Richie. I'm going to be your host, MC. You can follow me online at Dead Wall Reveries. I'm coming off of like 4 or 5 straight weeks of work. April Poetry Month, craziest time of the year, and it was Jazz Month too. And I was emceeing a really big fundraiser last night, and that took all of my Sunday, and it goes right back into the week. We're happy to be here, guys. If you are here and watching for the EPCC Tejano Passport Program, stay tuned. I want you to enjoy the show for a little bit, but at some point, middle of the show, I will give you directions on how I can share that credit with you guys. But without further ado, hopefully this is the only part of the show where you hear me talk so much. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just introduce you to all these amazing performers. Let's go ahead and kick things off right here in El Paso, Texas, with Robin Schofield, who wore the most excellent coat on Saturday for our reading and drew the envy of people not only online but in person. Let's go ahead and welcome Robin Schofield. Hey, Robin.
Oh, that's funny. I almost sent that coat back because I thought, no, it's too much. But it's my Mondrian coat. Yeah. So today I'm going to read 3 of mine and then a cover poem. And an international sensation. Okay. And this one has been published. It was probably the fastest poem from notebook to computer to publication that I've ever written in my life. because it was written in February at Kit Wren's Tumbleweeds workshop against love poetry. And yeah, it's going to be, it went live today at Book of Matches. And it's called Absence of a Lover. It's kind of a guzzle. After Galib, I ran down the sidewalk in joy until I stumbled. A fish bit me. My thoughts were bad luck. My answers to the required riddles always off. When he returned, I sat in the back of the kitchen, not far enough. Something began in the mist, but not for me. I saw her stroke his bearded cheek. I sat on the porch and pondered the possum in the firethorn bush, babies in her pouch. I couldn't muster the old hymns, though I hoarded the maroon and blue hymnals. An owl perched in the pecan tree in daylight, while I took desperate notes to reach enlightenment. My resources were limited to grocery stores and libraries. I owned nothing. I walked until I got a stitch in my side, the highways full of carbon and cars. I crossed the street to finger the crimson lace, but having no coin of the realm, I was chased away. I found the Tibetan Book of the Dead on the corner and wondered what it portended, if anything. I brought out the poems about his muddy footsteps across my eyelashes. That didn't work either. Each summer I reached for the green persimmon and my mouth shrank closed. The wind rose over the lake and shattered the moon. I held my head in my hands and cried. I wished to cross to the other side. No boat, no oars, the cedars aflame with sunset. The hillside aflame with flocks of robins. Were you always so drunk that you couldn't see? And then this one is called Elegy for a Book Lost in a Fire. I changed my life. One must, as I perused the book about the forms of nature conforming to the spiral of the Fibonacci series, snail shell, turtle, fish skeleton, dragonfly wingspan. The golden rectangle on the cover, the author, a Hungarian architect whose name I've lost. An oversized paperback of all the beauty and harmony in plenty of black and white illustrations of the structure of these numbers, a doorway's dimensions in the mind's eye, and entrance. I wasn't equal to figuring out the equation, so I took his word and his art for bond. I know beauty when I remember it, the secret code of the whirling cosmos, a sunflower. Seeds explode in its core according to this pattern, same as the spiral galaxy, ablaze with a billion stars burning into extinction. Yeah, Myra came up. All right, and this one is from some work I did while I was in England. And it's called Spinoza's Words Fail Him. So the crow flew too close to the sun. Oops. And scorched his voice. He croaks and doesn't sing like the melodious blackbird. Old earth, newly green fields, out of which God and his attributes and a hawk rise. Sun streaking him, huge sun, minute globes in the dark forest, proportion and geometry, slowly rotates. We also swirl in our madness for axiomatic proofs we don't feel. The title of my essay, Blood in the Garden, rejecting duality, the many and the one, to make sense of the miscarriages. What rational, intelligible order? Except the midges float over the flocks. Their green blood is the logos, God and nature entwined. The newly planted wheat, root and leaf, the two sides, the green man with a mason's face, the material entering the spirit, the green and yellow meadow grounds my metaphysic. I am black blood and white bone, the duality incarnate. Is there a blackbird singing? May I lie fallow for a long while in pantheistic nature. Rain clouds follow me. I have seeds in me. I drop them, numberless as the foxglove. There are no individual revelations, but I sprout up grapevines from my right hand. Mathematical methods should yield a pure truth, growing and growing, everything within God, reaching around a stone column. Huge sun, glowing, looking over the priest's shoulder into his holy book. Deliver me as the crow sees me. Deliver me, sunlit vineyard. Myra, my cat, she started going after the papers, so I had to eject her. Oh well. She's in her little box now. Very happy cat. This is my cover poem. It's a joyous poem by Mary Oliver called The Summer Day. You may be familiar with the last lines. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So that's what I have tonight. And I have a book coming out. It's called Ridge of High Pressure. I think it falls into the category of eco poetry. It's a lot about me walking my dog. And you can find me on Facebook under my name, and I'll be, for local peeps, I'll be announcing things and appearing around town in different places. I'm told May. I really hoped it would be dropping in May because the title poem is set, it starts in May. So, oh, fingers crossed it'll come in May.
Absolutely. Well, definitely looking forward to that release and subsequent tour. It was really nice to see Maria Maloney as well on Saturday at the reading, who also got to read herself. So yeah, great things all around. Thank you, Robin Schofield. And check out Tumblewards, of course, but we'll hear more about that as the show goes on. Next up, we're gonna make our way through the smoky haze of the internet and find a lighthouse and supporter of lighthouses, That's right. This would not be an online open mic without our next performer. Let's go ahead and welcome Mike Sindler back to the stage.
Yes,
Hey,
through the smoky haze that Denver is well known for. That's another story. But yes, making it all the way to lighthouseriders.org. So everybody here knows about it. But for all you people out there watching YouTube, especially some of these students, you might really be interested in some of the things they got going on there as far as workshops and classes and events and different things. Right now in June, Lit Fest is coming up, and there are a few things still left that are accessible by Zoom as far as the classes and things. There'll be free things every single night that you can access through Zoom, artists readings and things like that. But for all you scraping by students, Lighthouse is really good about offering riderships, which is their word for scholarships. So if you see something in that catalog that you really want to do, don't hesitate to ask for financial aid, because they really want to help people. And we actually have pretty strong connection with a few people to the El Paso community. I'm going to start with the form poem, my old fave, The Tree of Lay, which I haven't written one in a while. So I wrote this one called Cloud. Ordering words onto the cloud, thought dreams float into the ether. Too early to feel shamed or proud, ordering words onto the cloud. Do I dare to repeat out loud? Am I yet a true believer? Ordering words onto the cloud, thought dreams float into the ether. And thought I would do this one that's pretty new, just from last week. It's called Covered with Velvet. I cleared a space where there was clutter, past infatuation stacked like Jenga sticks. Put them in a box I left in a dark corner. In their stead, I made an idol of you. Daily puja ritual and unconscious repetition. Each breath a sloka chanted softly. In time, I covered your murti with velvet, looked away in silent songs of love. I could not, in time, resist the urge to peek. Then covering was lifted and thrown aside. Worship is no longer constant or fervent, but incense always wafts before your shrine. Excuse me, I used to have a mouth that worked. Those were the days. I'm going to go ahead, and because what today is a lot of us know, I mean, obviously it's May Day, which is also Beltane. So it's the beginning of summer, but also May Day is the International Workers' Day. It's a very important day for labor. And so I thought I would go ahead and do a few things. I'd sort of stretch out the hat point section of the show. The lyrics to this one are by Anonymous, and it's to the tune of Polywoddy Doodle. So it's called On the Picket Line. To win our strike and our demands, come picket on the picket line. In one strong union, we'll join hands. Come picket on the picket line. On the line, on the line. Come picket on the picket line. We'll shout and yell and fight like hell. Come and picket on the picket line. If you never spent a night in jail, come and picket on the picket line. You'll be invited without fail. Come and picket on the picket line. On the line, on the line, on the picket line. The dirty lick scab will use him like a rag. Come and picket on the picket line. If you don't like scabs and thugs and stools, come and picket on the picket line. For you show the boss that the worker rules when you picket on the picket line. On the line, on the line, on the picket line. All together take a hike and we'll surely win the strike. Come picket on the picket line. Lost the rhythm there at the end, but that's okay. I'm going to move along with the greatest of the writers of the labor movement was the great Joe Hill. And this is Joe Hill's last will. My will is easy to decide, for there's nothing to divide. My kin don't need to fuss and moan. Moss does not cling to a rolling stone. My body, oh, if I could choose, I would want to ashes it reduce and let the merry breezes blow my dust to where some flowers grow. Perhaps some fading flower then would come to life, would bloom again. This is my last and final will. Good luck to all of you, Joe Hill. And moving on, this is easily one of the most famous pieces of the movement, and it's by Alfred Hayes, and it's I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you or me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, said he. I never died, said he. In Salt Lake City, Joe, says I to him standing by my bed. They framed you on a murder charge, says Joe, but I ain't dead, says Joe, but I ain't dead. The copper bosses killed you, Joe. They shot you, Joe, says I. Takes more than guns to kill a man, says Joe. I didn't die, says Joe. I didn't die. And standing there as big as life and smiling with his eyes, says Joe, what they forgot to kill went on to organize. Went on to organize. Joe Hill ain't dead, he says to me. Joe Hill ain't never died. Where working men are out on strike, Joe Hill is at their side. Joe Hill is at their side. From San Diego up to Maine and every mine and mill where workers strike and organize, says he, you'll find Joe Hill. Says he, you'll find Joe Hill. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you or me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, said he. I never died, says he. And I'm going to do one last one, and it's by Jersey's own boss. It's the ghost of Tom Joad. Men walking along the railroad tracks, going someplace there's no going back. Highway patrol choppers coming over the ridge. Hot soup on a campfire under the bridge. Shelter lines stretching around the corner. Welcome to the New World Order. Families sleeping in the cars in the Southwest. No home, no job, no peace, no rest. Well, the highway, it's alive tonight. Nobody's kidding about where it goes. I'm sitting down here in the campfire light, searching for the ghost of Tom Joad. He pulls a prayer book out of his sleeping bag. Preacher lights up a button. He takes a drag, waiting for when the last shall be first and the first shall be last. in a cardboard box neath the underpass. You got a one-way ticket to the promised land. You got a hole in your belly and a gun in your hand, sleeping on a pillow, a solid rock, bathing in the city's aqueduct. Well, the highway is alive tonight. Where it's headed, everybody knows. I'm sitting down here in the campfire light, waiting on the ghost of Tom Joad. Now, Tom said, Mom, wherever there's a cop beating a guy, wherever a hungry newborn baby cries, where there's a fight against the blood and hatred in the air, look for me, Mom. I'll be there. Wherever someone's fighting for a place to stand or a decent job or a helping hand, wherever somebody's struggling to be free, look in their eyes, Ma, and you'll see me. Well, the highway is alive tonight, but nobody's kidding nobody about where it goes. I'm sitting down here in the campfire light with the ghost of old Tom Joad. Okay, thank y'all very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Mike's in there, everyone. Quite the dynamic set there. We even got some singing this time. Usually read out the lyrics. We got to sing a little bit, and that's always fun. Once again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to our stay-at-home open mic. Thank you guys for checking out and hanging out with us. If you're watching live, we do have a live chat. Just say hi. Let us know you're listening in, and then if it's cool, let us know where you're listening in from. Since this is virtual, we have no borders, right? The only limits are, I guess, where our Wi-Fi goes. We're gonna go ahead and continue onwards. And according to our next performer, once upon a time, a very long time ago, something happened to someone. Hence, we're all a little confused, which brings us to our next performer, who is joining us also from a state of confusion. As I like to often say, it is our main man from Maine. Let's go ahead and welcome Generalissimo Brian Franco to the stage. What is going on, man? Welcome back. Good to see you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to start off like I always like to start off with something from Tumble Words, which this weekend was a wonderful word with Richie. I might do two pieces from Tumble Words. We'll see. The first I have recently titled Why I Look Forward to the Occasional Transfusion. A bucket list item that'll never come to fruition is to see Tina Turner live in concert. I wonder if watching her in the Let's Stay Together video on MTV in 1984 was my first gay crush on a woman without realizing it. She didn't turn me on sexually, but she did in a visceral way. She was in charge. She wore her sensuality on her sleeve and her insured for $2 million legs. She was everything. This was also at a time when I discovered Melissa Etheridge, which is another story unto itself. But I was obsessed with Tina, having no prior knowledge of her iconic status. Proud Mary to me was just a Creedence song until I found a bargain bin cassette in the Woolworth at Bel Air Mall and heard Tina belted out the way it was meant to exist. What's Love Got to Do with It was a movie I chose to pay to see in the theaters more than twice. Of course, the movie introduced me to Angela Bassett, which is another story unto itself. Tina's story made me need her music more than ever. Every Tina album was a day of release purchase for me. She was perfect road trip music emanating from the cassette deck of my 1985 Toyota Camry. She oozed soul and blood rock and roll. I never got the chance to see her in concert. When I lived in New York from 1993 to 96, she had concerts with Steve Winwood and Bryan Adams opening for her. Two other rock stars I considered to be perfect road trip music, but tickets were unaffordable. I remember how expensive it was for me to get Sting tickets in 1985 at $17.50 for my first concert when I was in college. I'm not sure what year it was when I heard that she'd never perform again due to health issues. It was before I created a slam poem called Tina Turner, Why Did You Murder Me? I secretly wish somehow she'd get word of my poem and contact me. The manner in which she murdered me happened in a dream, but never came to fruition. But of course, listening to her music murders me in a positive way. It allows me to be born again by virtue of the soul she oozes and the rock and roll she bleeds, as she willingly lays herself on a gurney with a needle in her arm to transfuse her humanity to the world through her music. And this is another piece I did. It's not titled yet. I grew up a hop, skip, and a jump from the Gulf of Mexico. Turquoise water with silky sugar white sand that passed through my toes like magic fairy dust. This place was always seductive, especially when winter skies made it feel bleak. But the bleak was not a negative. The bleak was a way to allow me to think out the clutter inside my psyche. I once met a boyfriend of a female friend whose eyes were the exact turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. He had warned me about his eyes. He was aware of how they could catch any kind of light and blind any man or woman temporarily. Luckily, they broke up before I had to experience his Gulf of Mexico eyes a second time. But to me, the Gulf of Mexico itself, the way the Gulf of Mexico itself catches the light on any given day, at any given hour, and changes from turquoise to teal to aquamarine and every other similar color on a Pantone color wheel, while people realizing this ecosystem of waves, sea oats, and footprints that disappear with every ebb and flow of brine that turns the sugar white sand to wet brown sugar mud, sticky against soles of feet that will fall away when anyone walks in dry sand caressed by the luxurious silkiness as the sun reflects against the water whilst changing from turquoise to teal to aquamarine and everything in between. And I'm gonna switch off to, I think I'm gonna just do some pieces from that can be a little harsh. The first is called They Call Me Hurricane Brain. All my nerves are last nerves. Finality exists as faulty serotonin snipers missing targets trying to hit bullseyes. They attempt to cross a bridge, but the bridge was cut open by a Category 5 hurricane, now sitting broken in Mobile Bay with a 1/8 mile gap, concrete, asphalt, and rebar at the bottom of the bay where crabs used to crawl. The engineers must decide whether it is feasible to repair rather than replace, but according to the science of bridge architecture, once a bridge breaks, no band-aids or plaster casts can put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Pills are but a tool in an intricate toolbox, serving as band-aids for broken bridges, where serotonin tries to connect us to happiness, but can't always curtail the most disease in the world, which consists of last nerves with finality. Do one more piece and then I'm going to read a song because Michael did. This is called Bleeding. When I get cut, my blood flows from my skin like lava from Kilauea. Sometimes I need more than direct pressure to make it stay inside. Sometimes I bleed recollections. My subconscious decides it's time to say goodbye to ones it held on to, forming grudges on the inside walls of my personality that have aged enough to naturally decay and chip away into history. Sometimes I bleed bits and pieces of my childhood I have hoarded away to create an inflatable stunt mattress to break the fall of challenges and traumas of adulthood. Sometimes my blood runs clear, forming inconsolable tears when words are not available to wrap my soul in warmth when I've slipped and fallen into consequential hypothermia. Sometimes my blood is made of words that form when my tears and thoughts pool together into poetry. And you know, I was reading this article about Kristen Cinema today, and so I'm going to actually read some song lyrics, but I'm going to dedicate to Kirsten Cinema, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert because, you know, they're all the same level back as far as I'm concerned. It's called Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be, Will Be. When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother what will be. Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother what will be. Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. I like that song. And thanks for continuing the tradition of getting to sing a little bit here. Hold on, let me look for the spotlight so I can get back there on the screen. All right, cool. We're back. Generalissimo, everyone. Please, as always, feel free to share your links in the Zoom, and I'll forward them to everyone watching on YouTube. So it seems like it's going to be maybe a singing night, perhaps. Maybe we can keep that going. That means our next performer, Doc Janning, you have to sing now too. Okay, the pressure's on. I'm just kidding. We're gonna go to South Euclid, Ohio, and visit Doc Janning. Hello there. How are you doing today? Happy Monday.
Oh, I'm doing. Today I completed a poem, which I'll read tomorrow for a Democracy Day event here in our city. So I think it may make a couple of people angry, but that's what it is. Doorway to forever, drifting softly on sun-dappled woodland paths, in the forest of everywhere and every when, stravaging through a temple of trees, we find a doorway, an ancient, eldritch doorway. A misty sunlight streams through, though shaded all about. We look through into an infinite, unknowable distance. It is a doorway with no walls and no door. Its lintel, worn with time, is inscribed. The inscription, but a single word: forever. Will you step through with me into our forever, the forever of us? This is titled Imaginings. In imaginings dawn, in a waking dream, your soft contours mold against me, mold into me, into the topography of us. Soft breezes blow amid songs, amid rhapsodies of sunlight. They stroke our skin, awaken us to the ecstasy of each other and the joy of day. Ageless moment. In the continuum of now, in the endless ocean of time, reality is but the shadow of a dream, an oasis of existence, longing for itself, lost in an ageless moment, the moment before. And that's the end of the poetry. And I have a new project I just created the framework for today. It's going to be a reading by one poet each from all 88 counties of Ohio. It's going to be recorded, and then all the poetry will be included in an anthology. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me.
It sure sounds like it. I hope you can find a poet in every county. If not, you can make one, right?
I think there may be one, at least one in every county. You know, a lot of them just stay in the shadows because there isn't a community in their county. But if I can pry them out, I will.
Leave no stone unturned. Comb every desert, climb every mountain. Yeah, we believe in you. That sounds awesome, man.
Check
Anything
every
else you want to promote?
haystack.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Doc, for making it on as always. Any upcoming gigs or anything else that you want to promote?
Nothing right now. Thank you.
Alrighty then. Well, yes, I agree with Kid. Ambitious. Let's see how that goes, though. I definitely, it's a great idea. We'll say that.
That was
Alrighty
inspired
then.
by Finn Hall, actually. He's going to
Finn.
do a similar thing for all the shires of Scotland.
Very cool. I just love the shires. That's cool. I wish we had shires in El Paso. The fictional lineage of my imagination of hobbits would love that. Anyway, thank you, Doc. All right. So, what is up? Once again, if you're on YouTube tuning in, hello, welcome to our online show. We have plenty of performers, so stick around. We're going to be jumping all around the country. Definitely follow them if you have not had a chance to do so. If you want to purchase their books, I'll leave links so you can do so, and check out any other open mics, events, and online activities going on throughout the week that you might be interested in checking out. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go to let's see where we're going. Oh, yeah, we're going to New Jersey, and we're going to say hi to the Chameleon Poetic, who is here with us. Let's see. Where is she? So I can highlight. Hey, there you are. Okay, so you can highlight her. What is up, Terry? Hey.
Hi. I'm really tired. I almost fell asleep just because I got real comfortable over here. I like that word shires, though. Yeah, I want the shires of New Jersey, too. Am I supposed to say where I'm? Okay, so you can find me on Facebook at Teresa Rose Sturtson, or you can find me on Instagram at The Chameleon Poetic. And I have a book called The Chameleon Chronicles, which you can PM me and get a copy, or you can get it off of Red or Green Books, and that's READ or Green Books. So I'm going to do some recent poems that I've done in some workshops. About my emotional roller coaster. That's my first one. I put it in motion. My emotional roller coaster. This ride is not as much fun as the love roller coaster, which also has its ups and downs. Spoiler alert, a door was kicked in and the metal lock just broke right off. Unfortunately for me, 100-year-old locks are not easily replaced. Neither is face, once humiliated. Every time I look at that taped up door, it reminds me of just how bad it can get when my roller coaster is running high. The story goes like this. My 17-year-old son was in the bathroom on his phone when he was supposed to be getting ready for school. Despite my reminding him of the time, my son lost interest in school after his freshman year. He would stay home every day if he could. He did not graduate with the rest of his class due to missed days. I'm not making excuses for my behavior, but I guess I had a temporary moment of insanity. And this is me as the ocean. Atlantic, deep and cold, frigid, foaming at the mouth, blue, not my eyes, but personally wannabe Adriatic, has taken on shades of cerulean and foggy gray dreams of sailing away like creatures I contain living their best life, free to roam until the end of their days, at which time my waters will consume them, adding their dead bodies to the salty mix, to the max, making things spicier, taste oh so much better. Shores have difficulty containing me as I erode the banks with my relentless pounding. Sometimes I offer gifts to humans, when I spew out jewels and seashells by the seashore, and the life within me satisfies the appetites of the hungry. I taught a man to fish swimmingly, both hands paddle, but do not drink me. Take care not to poison my depths, or my next wave hello might be a final tsunami. Mild breezes touching your face, a salty mist left upon your glistening skin. I will sun kiss to lure you in. I have one more. God, are you there? It's me, Terry. Just wondering why Hollywood has to always make the question about boobs. Is it the preoccupation with sex? Of course it is. God, we figured out you created this act to keep us from killing each other. In your all-knowing God, you must have seen how that doesn't always work. God created the world and all the creatures in it. I can't help but notice that there is much more peace after death. God, I know you always listen with compassionate ear to my ramblings. God's mercies are new every day. God is omnipresent. This is something our human minds struggle to comprehend as the vastness of the ever-expanding universe. God spoke and the galaxies formed from his breath, holding the life and death of us. And we can't help but wonder how heavy this burden is, and how long will God's hands continue to hold it all in place? I think I'm going to stop there.
All right, cool. Tap out, tap out. All right, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
Terry,
tapping out.
how can people? I mean, I think you kind of already started with it, so yeah. Do you have
I
any
do
shows
have
coming
some
up that you like?
upcoming things though.
Go for
My upcoming things are, hang on a second. So, I can't remember where I put the upcoming things. Is the problem. Well, anyway, I can remember some of them. So every last Saturday of the month, I'm hosting a karaoke on The Word Is Right. So the first one was this past Saturday. And it was really fun. We didn't get a lot of people though, because there was a lot of things going on at the same time. So I'm hoping that this next last Saturday of the month coming is not going to be as busy for other venues and things. And maybe I'll get more people in, but it was fun. I always like karaoke. And I think on the 7th, I have a live coming up with one-on-one poetry with William Washington. I'm not sure the time of that. It might be 7 or 8 around that time for Eastern time. And then I have a release of an interview that I did with Charles. This is the one I'm not going to remember right. Anyway, if I had that in front of me, I could better. It's something about. If Vale was here, she could help me because she was also interviewed by him. It's a podcast, and it's something sweet or sweet things or something with the word sweet in it. But I can post it in the chat when I finally find where I put it, and we can look at it later.
All right, that sounds fine. Yeah, you didn't have to. This wasn't an exam.
I think it's because Mary's a sweetie pie.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Brian, for that. Appreciate you. No, thank you, Terry.
Thank you for letting me share.
Of course, I think maybe the better option is follow her online, The Chameleon Poetic, and also be on the lookout for when those drop for sure. We'll talk about those next week. So let's go ahead and keep going. We have more performers. So in fact, that was The Chameleon Poetic in New Jersey and Jay, but now we're going to head to the Bay, coast to coast. And in fact, our next two performers are going to be joining us from the San Francisco Bay Area with the 1-2 punch, kicking things off from someone who doesn't get to make it too often. When he does, it is a treat. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Dane Ince. What is up, man? Hey.
Everything actually. Everything is up. Yes, I would like to start off with a cover, and it's from this contemporary writer. Everything I think is all in my mind. Confessions of a Necktie Hoarder or the Clip-On Conspiracy. Awkward has always been a word that describes me. Awkward conversations might just be my specialty. Appropriateness has no place in my out-of-place reality, manifesting a certain lack of destiny, a future undecided, because I'm indecisive. To make a decision would cause derision in my short-sighted vision, so visionary yet so stationary compared to the speed of light, the speed of sound, and the speed of other people's thoughts, having been thoughtfully thought out so decisively and derisively to point out my awkward ways, and the fact that I always lose collar stays that come with dress shirts, and I find ironing shirts to be so therapeutic. The sight of a crisp, unwrinkled collar that chooses not to choke me makes me hesitate to tie a tie tight enough to make me feel relevant, or maybe even irrelevant. In the event, everything I think is all in my mind. Thank you for that, Mr. Generalissimo Brian Franco. Let me turn to some other things. This is a piece that was published in Jackdaw, which is published out of Gloucester, UK. Curbside. Why birds fly in gravel skies. The mystery comes clear in fortune tellers' teacups. You will be a captain of some ship or vessel as yet not known. So the story goes. We see our future here in this one. Broken branches, splintered shards, nowhere to alight, but broken. We look down on entrails divination of what will come and what will be, sitting down on curbside proscenium, watching the play unfold all the long day, smoking filterless cigarettes, wrapped now in night's foggy bay blankets, cannot see Orion for the blinding glare of city lights. This is another piece, brand new. Coming back from Saturday's farmer's market, I see leafless street tree shadows on Beale Street sidewalk, woman on the bench facing cold, old, white postal loading dock smoking. I watch her lonely looking self enjoy a cigarette. I smile walking by. I say, I see you're enjoying your cigarette. She smiles. I smile. Back inside, I displayed the bounty to the cats. They enjoy the red chard. I wish I had an old box guitar. I would break my fingers playing Breaking Levee blues. Got no one to tell my woes to. The last time I did, she did not want to hear it. This thing will not hold. Never gonna last. All this rain, killing the cilantro. If it keeps on raining, there'll be no place to run to, no place to go. How to paint a poem with a toothpick. Canker sore. Prime the linen canvas with vacant looking future smile. I wonder where you went then. Crumble down to granite curb. The propaganda, the deed, the theory, the violin, high note. I am bowing, muddy waters, growls. How to paint a sunset with nothing but question marks. How to paint an oaky knot. Losing is all that. Solitary window sash. And what is the use to how to paint a tree? I explained that to you in Waco in summer when wisdom took its tool, carved the leather indentations in my latest dream, the one I remember. The piles of cherry pits. Something good must have gone on, like an Emma Goldman lullaby. The burning yard-side candle last December. Soon I will light another. When will I be finished? I know now, never. Luba made me an honorary member of the tribe. Gertie, the 411 bail bondsman, rides in the front seat. Shotgun shogun. She's strapped with a pearl-handled pistol. Always carries, but she has no need. Nothing hurts her heart of steel. The The melon seeds fly. She spits bullets. How to paint a kitchen cabinets. How to paint a lie. How to paint a room. How to paint clouds. The magic drifts by. See the crouching panther at the bottom of Jacob's ladder. How to find the words. How to be okay. How to paint a wall surrounding safe, how to paint a way out of here, leaving no clues at all, how to paint metal, how to paint furniture, how to paint a house, to play house in when the parents are all dead, old enough to know better, young enough to do it anyway, how to paint a car, how to paint IKEA furniture, how to paint acrylics, how to paint with blood, how to paint with bony fingertips naked in the mud, how to paint marble for real with watercolor tears, how to an excuse for more beer. Perfect, never wrong. Listen to the song. The final piece that I'd like to read out of my little book called The Whole Existential Novel. And hold on a second. Call a cab. I had that drug twice, propofol. You drove me home safe. Next time soon, I will have to call a cab. Must be what death is like. Subsides, terror, pain after the retreat of the lowest neap tide. I saw you struggle. I saw you die. When your heart stopped, I just stood in the corner watching the flat line. I could not kiss you. Kiss you, one kiss, never enough. All the tubes and masks, barricades. I could not kiss you while you were still able to know I love you. I tried to pack you up a sack lunch for the boat ride. I brought Callie and she stayed in her carrier most of the day. You did get to pet her. I was afraid, scared you would know. No, this is the end. Goodbye. We trade notes on paper. Till your writing was unintelligible. I asked if you wanted morphine. You shook your head no. Are you ready to go? I asked. A little shake of your head no. Fiery eyes said fucking hell no. We looked at our wedding album. You pointed out the picture that you liked the most. There are clever words for what it means to be afraid of being alone. The rustling whisper of winds through leafy trees, the smell of air after rain. There's even a clever word for the absence of pain, absence of sorrow. But what is the word for the sound that starts in my feet, travels up through my belly, my vibrating throat, and out into the room where our cats sleep? There is no word, only the sound. Today is a good day to cry. There is no clever twist coming here to finish this off neat. There's only one word: grief. Thank you.
Oof. Oh man, heavy. Dane, for the uninitiated, there's a lot of people catching you for the first time here. How can they find you online? And of course, tell us about Time to Arrive and any other great stuff you have going on.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Time to Arrive is on is Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Every Tuesday, and that's Pacific time. And I'll put my social link trees in the chat. Facebook, Dane Ince, and yeah, thank you so much for the space that you artists in El Paso have created. It is a beautiful place, and I really enjoy coming to share here. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
All right. Yes, appreciate that. Thank you for those words as well. It's mutual there. As I said at the beginning of the show, if you guys kind of missed it, one of the things that happens just by watching the show. Again, those of you who are just tuning in for the first time ever, you'll get to see there's a lot of connections here from events, organizations, groups, and happenings all around the country and the world. So like I said, we're all connected with these threads. If you guys like something you hear, just pull one and you'll be taken to new places and pursue your art. If you if you're shy about your writing, these are all good spaces to share your stuff. That's really kind of one of the points. And if you want to develop your writing, there's workshops, or if you just want to have a fun time meeting people. You've heard about like online karaoke nights, movie nights, little writing workshops, stuff like that. So you'll hear about that. In fact, this is a segue because our next performer wrote in their bio today, I do that fincabulary thingy. That fincabulary thingy has supported and given a platform to many, many, many performers. And like I said, is one of the many threads that we're connected with, and surrounded by the super amazing and talented, great writer, Finn Bell. Let's go ahead. Finn Bell, how are you doing tonight? Happy Monday. Hi.
Happy Monday. Happy first day of May. Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty okay. Yeah, always look forward to Mondays. So I want to share a new poem and then a cover poem. The new poem is called Affinity, Sun, Moon, Burn, Heal. In turning toward the light of the good, steady sun, take the warmth of days along with you. Does anyone memorize the shape a shadow creates as it reinvents the contours of the darkness? I will ruffle the falling leaves, burrow my content in the tree's damp bark, consume the honeycomb whole. Plump bees will sound an echoing alarmed buzz, be the voice honeying my mouth. I will slow my breaths. My heart matches pace. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. My movements will become a dusk cover stillness. A saw-wet owl nests her small pebble shape on my skull, shivers and settles her plumage to vanish into my thistle hair, scolds the night, a last listless too, too, and the starfire in her eyes retires. We do not call out to the daybreak. In our silence, we forget the peaks and valleys of his beloved face. There is a yawning nothingness forming in the sun's heart chakra. It bewilders if you stare too long. Or am I gazing at my own moon face, not knowing, yearning, oracle eyes, milky blinded and seeking? I touch my fingertips to the horizon, a belief submerged, root chakra deep, that day meets night, that night follows day, willful, unabashed, devoted. I turn toward the light of the good, steady sun, take the warmth of days along with me. And I want to finish with, this is Federico Garcia Lorca, and I know that Doc Channing shared this at another event. So this is To Find a Kiss of Yours. To find a kiss of yours, what would I give? A kiss that strayed from your lips, dead to love. My lips taste the dirt of shadows. To gaze at your dark eyes, what would I give? Dawns of rainbow garnet, fanning open before God. The stars blinded them one morning in May. And to kiss your pure thighs, what would I give? Raw rose, crystal, sediment of the sun. Thank you.
Awesome. Forgive me for taking so long to unmute. I was clapping, I was applauding. So I see you had this really cool edition here, Poet Fincabulary Poetry Global Network. If you have any links, feel free to share. And if anything you want to promote for this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. tomorrow, PGN and our anthology, Kaleidoscope Poetry, is being featured at Benicia First Tuesday Poets. So if you guys want to join in, that's at 7 p.m. Pacific. You can find it through the Benicia Public Library, or you can hit me up. I will give you the link. On Wednesday, we have, God, I'm forgetting already. Sorry, I totally forgot what we're doing. Oh my goodness, let me look. I'm forgetting my own. It wasn't attached, seriously. Movie watch party is, oh no, I'm sorry, that's happening next week. Movie watch party with Ed. But on Thursday, we have our first May open mic, which is Dimensions of the Mind is the theme. And you could sign up on Eventbrite. I totally messed that up. Probably next week, whatever. That's that. It's one of these weeks. Yeah,
for sure. Share the link and we'll post it along. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
As always, for the support, for coming out and being present, being here. I hope that you guys watching go and support all these things, because if you're there, you're there. Shout out to Twitch 13, by the way, on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Good to have you here. All right, we just added one more performer to the list. We got Tezo Somok in the house, so he'll be going in a little bit later. But right now, we're going to go from San Francisco back to El Paso, Chuco Town. And our next performer absolutely killed it this past Saturday as host. It was our very, very first attempt in the El Paso community to try anything hybrid. So we were able to get people together in person and on a Zoom call and run a pretty successful show, I would say. There weren't any crazy technological problems. And I just want to give a shout out to GRS, Genuine Reference Studios, and my buddy Chris Serrano for coming through, Javier Perea, and all the crew that was there. But again, all the props to Kit, who hosted, MC'd, and just did such a wonderful job. Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Monday Night. Let's hear it for Kit Rand. Take it away, man.
You were there Saturday night. You know, si sabes, lo sabes. And thanks everyone who made that such a success. And a video of it will be forthcoming for public consumption later in the week. Working hard at it. Boy, it was fun. But can't dwell on the past, not even 2 days ago. I have to keep going. So, 4 of mine and then a cover. This one I actually have a title for. It's Invocation beginning with a line from Grace Paley's father. Dear heart, little heart, thank you for doing your job. The blood and so forth. Thank you for all the moments of great feeling, both happiness and sadness. I think sometimes that to be sad too is a great and momentous thing, not something to be afraid of. Thank you for encasing the thoughts that are actually me into a form that is more than thoughts, that will occasionally do without thinking. Thank you for sleep, the thing I never want, but never regret. Thank you for making survival easy and casual so that my mind can instead make me think of great and momentous and terribly sad things. The less I want companionship, the more I have it. The less available I am, the more attractive I become. I do not understand this choice, if it is your choice, heart. But I sense in it your effort, you trying your best as you take oxygen to all points in a reliable way. Let's see. This one was published in Life in the Times Journal a couple years ago. I do not remember the title I gave it, but it was pretty snappy. A sudden dark thought propels me to send a message to a friend saying, I just want to make sure nobody spirited you off the streets of Portland into an unmarked van. When she replies quickly, I am able to pretend it is a dark joke and not a mental image that I have had and can't shake, even as we continue to talk. She also kids on the square. She says she is too asthmatic to risk exposure to tear gas, no matter how close to her heart or her doorstep the conflict reaches. In this moment, I am briefly thankful for social media for taking all the panic out of my panicked missives, turning my frightened whelps into nervous chuckles. We laugh at death to make him feel bad about himself. We want to demotivate him, make him move with a slower, more predictable gait. If we keep it up, we will make him resent his job and half-ass it. We will keep doing that even after it has been proven not to work, even after the tests come back and the low-grade fevers get closer and closer to my hermetic circle. Perhaps death has never actually been able to distinguish between mockery and encouragement and reads all of our words in the same flat tone. Perhaps I should not let my heart whisper furtive squirts of succor, but let it blast in steroidated pumps and arrhythmia loud enough to set off car alarms, to give all the people fighting urgent fights one secure moment, to disorganize the destroyers and acolytes of death for just long enough. I am not that powerful. I fear I am not equal to this moment. But I know the people who are. I trust them with my affirming light. They live in the mountains. They hang hammocks with each end on a saguaro. They walk all day in forests without getting lost. They know that I know them. They know that I need them. They too fight the silence and aim their heartbeats carefully. And we're gonna turn to the notebook for couple of things that are not quite finished, but this is what I spend every Saturday doing. It's like, make the dough and they'll eventually become cookies. This is what Tumbleworks is all about. Let's see. Okay, this was from Carlos Fidel Espinosa's workshop a couple months ago. To Carthage then he came, and tongues of fire waggled at him in languages he did not know, English, Spanish, and a third that no one knew. Did Raymond Carver want to get sober here in El Paso, or did he want to test the sobriety he had maintained? Did he want to experiment to see what the problem really was? Iowa is filled with sad and broken Jones, and is in general sad and broken. Maybe this was a control. There are arguments about whether Carver meant to be a minimalist, whether he or his editor determined that tenseness was the way forward, whether living here briefly was his purposeful design or Tess Gallagher calling in a favor is up for debate. But in the desert, we all feel alone, and we tell everyone who surrounds us how alone we feel. They cry with us, they straighten our tie, they buy us one shot for the road, and never contradict us when we tell the story later. And I wrote this one on Saturday in Richie's workshop. And I think it fits into like the big border thing I'm trying to put together in my head. I think this will be part of that eventually is a thing with parts. Mumble, mumble transition. As we once fought over oil, we will fight over water. And at the bureaucratic level, this has already begun. The Rio Grande, a convenient proxy for a fictional border between two squabbling but essentially aligned settler states, is drying up. Other states who care about the border in the dreamy, abstract way that you care about the last rhinoceros are damming up the Rio Grande. It may not be possible to own water, but it's pretty important to have it. There is the quasi-religious hope that scarcity will prove to us what's important and force us to abandon our wasteful, peculiar, frightening ways. But Texas's response to its border drying and shrinking was barbed wire, searchlights, helicopters, other sources of heat in this desert that is already struggling to swallow. When the water disappears, what will we be guarding? When the river is gone, will we still apply our rigid, violent symbolism on its chaste and lifeless bed? And tradition dictates that we finish with the cover. And so, when in doubt, we go to Jack Gilbert. This is Alone by Jack Gilbert. I never thought Michiko would come back after she died, but if she did, I knew it would be as a lady in a long white dress. It is strange that she has returned as somebody's Dalmatian. I meet the man walking her on a leash almost every week. He says good morning, and I stoop down to calm her. He said once that she was never like that with other people. Sometimes she is tethered on their lawn when I go by. If nobody is around, I sit on the grass. When she finally quiets, she puts her head in my lap, and we watch each other's eyes as I whisper in her soft ears. She cares nothing about the mystery. She likes it best when I touch her head and tell her small things about my days and our friends. That makes her happy, the way it always did. Okay. Can't find the paper, but Instagram can't run away, Twitter can't talk sports, Facebook figure it out, football blog, y'all don't read it. I'm on to you. The Tumblewords Projects, tumbling along for the beginning of year 28. And this Saturday, it's very exciting when someone who's been joining us for a long time finally volunteers to be at the head of the lectern. And Janet Bonnet, who joins us from Omaha most weeks, will be leading the session with a workshop that she has entitled Five Ragged Words and One Heavy Question. And you don't get, so I'm going to be finding out what those words and what that question is the same time you are. So, a little bit of mystery. And of course, perennial local favorites, Maria Perez and Bill Sparks will round out the month schedule. And that is all I have. Thank you so much, Richie.
All right, awesome. And as I always segue from any phrase similar to that, that wasn't just all, that was everything, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys are watching and you live in the El Paso area, I encourage you guys to check us out, not just online, but in person. We do have at least, 2 or 3 shows a week, including the online, but you can usually find us at least once or twice a week at a venue that you can visit in person. This week we're going to be downtown El Paso at Rosewood Bar, right next to Mona Bar. Normally we would be at Mona Bar, but we're going to move next door for this week. And so if you guys want to come out, that is open to any kind of genre. So yeah, come on out. And if not, we have some really good stuff coming up in May as well that you guys can hit up. All right, we're going to go ahead and go from El Paso a little further up north, somewhere I just visited a couple months ago in Seattle. And we get to return to someone who has been here times before. And last time I think couldn't make it. We really missed out. But I think last time he was playing a bomba. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage as he signs up Seattle's worst poet. I disagree on that, but yeah, either way, we're happy to have you back. Mahal, what's up?
I'm here. I'm glad to be back. And I definitely, like someone said before, Mr. Dane Ince, I think he said he's really appreciative of the space you guys provide, and I am too, definitely. Definitely. I appreciate that. And one day I want to make it down there and hang out with you guys. So before I start, a few announcements. Like you guys all know that we lost any activist artist knows we lost Harry Belafonte last week. So you know, so many kudos for his lifetime of work. Someone put in the chat that Gordon Lightfoot, who was an incredibly good writer, also passed away today. And we lost another icon too. We lost, whether you agree or not, we lost Jerry Springer, who was an icon. I like Jerry because I think the Bible, Quran, Torah, whatever religious book, if people go to organized religions, they talk about our human beings as like we want to be, the epitome. And I like Springer because he showed us for what we really are. And I learned a lot from Springer because everyone there has their own logic, and they do what they do, not because they're crazy, like they have their own logic. And I think we learned so much about the human experience in watching that. So of course I laughed, but I learned a lot too. And when I was in college, I had hundreds of friends, and I know two that could not have been on Springer. All the rest could have been on Springer, every single one of them, including me. So I like that. This thing that I'm going to do now, I just wrote like 2 days ago, and hopefully someone will sneak this into the textbooks in Florida and Tennessee and Texas. So here goes. Trafficking millions of people over oceans so that they could toil for you for free. Establishing not a demo, but a slaveocracy. Replacing our melodic, emotive languages with your Euro-based trash. Forcing us to eat pig entrails and ash. Claiming that we were a subspecies and that's the reason for the chains. Supposedly, we had the bigger bodies along with smaller brains. Yet all the while depending on our innovations to make your system progress. So now, to your own ignorant ass, you must truly confess that amongst all of your discrepancies, amongst all of your confusions, there is no such thing as white supremacy, only white delusions. If you really were superior to me, then why was I prohibited to read? And if we really were inferior, why did you drop your seed? And to chatelize women whose only option was death, and to chatelize women nauseated by your stank breath that ooze out of vermin lips, words like freedom of choice. Yeah, so-called freedom while constantly censoring my voice. A process we see continuing with DeSantis in that battleground state, a process we see continuing via contemporary purveyors of hate. So as we witness rampant attempts at contemporary seclusions, we realize that there is no white supremacy, only white delusions. And as I watch all of the man-steria over declining white birth rates in a land that was completely stolen, and peruse the tiki torch KKK clowns, red-faced and swollen, veins bulging from their necks, claiming things that they never did, veins bulging from their necks because they want to keep their true past hid from the children who no longer wish to follow their rules. From the children who want the history, true history, taught in the schools. From children who no longer wish to abide by a system where too many of their peers die by meth or suicide. So as the youth and I gaze upon these societal contusions, we realize that there is no such thing as white supremacy, only white delusions. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love that sign off. That's it.
Damn, that was so good.
Yeah. Thank you
Don't
for
ever
sharing.
call yourself worst anything, even in jest. You're awesome.
Right. Right. No, I love that. You have an Instagram set up. It's what green, help me
The
out again.
genius of love.
Genius of Love. All right, man. I got to repost that right now in just a moment. Thank you so much. Any other announcements before we move on?
Shit. I forgot the first birth.
Whoa. Whoops.
I can do the first verse, but it's out of context.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll do it next time.
But,
I'll do it at another venue. I knew I was missing something. That's
no, you're fine. So yeah, Genius Love, right? On Instagram. Is that the best way for people to follow and support you?
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that's. And sometimes I get outed and I get tagged and stuff, but generally I don't put so much stuff up. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, man, I know it's always great to have you on the show when you can make it on. So awesome stuff,
Okay.
man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It was the last verse that I got about. Okay, dude.
Gotcha. There you go. Alrighty then. Yeah, man. We're gonna have to find another stage name for you. SWP. I don't know. Figure that out. But once again, everyone, we are live and alive online here, featuring people from all over the country. So we're actually going to jump once again from coast to coast, go from Pacific time zone to Eastern time zone, and drop in with our friend, Mr. Ed Poetastic. If you don't know him already, then where have you been? Now's the time to know him. Let's go ahead and welcome Ed Poetastic. Always fantastic. Hey, Ed, how you doing tonight?
Hey, my brother from Nellamore with Lurch Like Thunder. Woo! I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the extra cheer. My name is Ed Potasco and feeling fantastic. Please get a time to drum a rhyme for awful sublime. I got 3 poems, so you know I'm gonna rhyme. My first piece is called Dirt and Snow. A clean slate, there's no such thing. Everything is dirty, even your clothes and rings. Clean slate, you and I aren't holy. If you believe this, you're not telling the whole story. Clean slate, everyone did or done something unclean. Don't scowl at me, I don't want to be mean. Clean slate, you think your flaw's perfection. Trust me, that word has no logical satisfaction. Clean slate, we've all been or been abused by some a-hole. Thank goodness we still have a heart and soul. Clean slate, you can't be innocent in this world. Some things can make you barf and hurl. Clean slate, please stop lying to yourself. Childhood memories, oh, you had that book on the shelf. Clean slate, there was one man who was holy and supreme. He wanted to say, but couldn't because of the fiends. Clean slate, you don't know? The world will eat and drink you alive. Your innocence is delicious as soda or wine. Clean slate, you think it's that easy to forget or forgive? No, the mud's with you wherever you go or live. Clean slate, toss it far and deep in the dirt. We all know denial hurts. Clean slate, please learn and don't do it ever again. Tell your family and friends before you reach a blank end. Thank you. And here's another one. This is called, What is a Sinner? What is a sinner? A person who did something wrong, I know it's not a game of ping pong. Here's something. Pain can make you strong. What is a sinner? Someone who doesn't believe in God. Do you think it's kind of strange or odd? Only one person with a holy rod, another holier than thou facade. What is a sinner? Why must it be perfect? Why must it be a habit? Everyone gets hurt or sick. Please do not neglect this subject. What is a sinner? A person who can't be forgiven? Where the heck is this written? Why are we setting conditions for the decision? What is a sinner? A person covered in white? Come on, is that really life? Life is full of delight and spite. Please fail and learn with all your might. What is a sinner? It's not to be bound by logic or common sense. From past events, God killed the deviants. Do you feel the legacy this represents? How can we reach the true transcendence of our innocence? What is a sinner? I used to think it was scary. Did I get any sleep? Barely. I felt disgusted and heavy. I felt everything but merry. What is a sinner? Trust me, I met so many hypocrites. They're practicing some self-deluded skit. I'm not falling for their deceitful shit in the pits. How could something like this exist? What is a sinner? A person who casts away their humanity again and again. I'm talking about physically or emotionally hurting their family and friends. Yes, sins can float and transcend. Please don't let the sin begin, but reach an end. What is a sinner? Why are you asking me? I decree that I'm not a trustee. Hey, don't flee as a flea. Stop thinking, just breathe and be. What is sinner? What's for dinner? Will this make me skinnier? Yeah, don't let questions linger. Yes, you are a sinner. Your consciousness won't get thinner. Yes, I'm pointing the finger. Yes, face the big human stinger. Let it shimmer. But please, please, please stop being the warden and the prisoner. All right. I got one more in store for Encore Forevermore. This is called Sorry Not Sorry. My mouth remains closed. I can't easily forgive. Yes, I'm closed like a stone. Why should you have an easy life to live? Some closed minds don't get fed? Why should I apologize to you? My heart is full of lead. Hard lessons stick like glue. I know rage makes you sink, a rock drowning without end. Let's hold up, stop, and think. This feeling separates our enemies and friends. Every time I say I'm sorry, I bite my tongue. You don't deserve no sympathy. Oh, the monster I become. You hurt me without any thought or mind. Why should I give you forgiveness? No, everything's not all right or fine. Why should I give you bliss? Jesus turned the other cheek. Yes, but I'm not that guy. Jesus was murdered by being a freak. It's all in the Bible. I tell no lies. I'm sorry, not sorry. I can't apologize. I can't give you glory. There's no sympathy in your eyes. Does apologizing make you feel better? Does it really make you feel good? It's not going to sunny my weather. I know, but I deeply wish I could. Where were you when I cried rain? Where were you when I was empty? Where were you against the pain? Where was your heartfelt empathy? I understand saying sorry makes me a better man. Too bad I surely don't fucking care. You never offer me a ear or a hand. You were never fucking there. Please just stay the fuck away from me. You do more harm than good. You're a beacon of my dark, deep misery. Yes, leave me being completely misunderstood. Thank you.
That change from the last line to you just getting back like threw me off so crazy. Like you're like this killer and thank you. And man, that's some stuff you read there, man. I just want to say, just sending love as always. You know, we're here for you. You know, Ed.
I love you too, and thank you for making me feel every color blue. The message is I don't want to spread any hard reaction or anything like that. Just accept yourself.
I thought the message you did in that was just fantastic. I thought you really got it across. That was just great stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Ed. Yes, absolutely. Like this these poems stood out, man. Anyway, how can people follow you online who are checking you out right now
Well,
for the first
thank
time?
you, Michael, for the words I deliver. And you want to follow me, please come to this wonderful open mic that's full of delight on the wonderful Monday Spotlight. All right, but you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, the mic is right because, if there's a mic, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you send me a question, you take guests. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. And start spewing the wonderful words outside your chest. Now start feeling and doing and being your best. And thank you, my Barbed Wire family. Thank you for encouraging me to speak my poetry.
Right on, man. Ed, I love it. I love how performative you get at times. You know, it really throws me off still from time to time, whether it be changing your tone, your voice, throwing in costumes. I got to say, lots of props and love for that. Thank you, man. All right. Next up, we're going to go ahead and head back to the West Coast. Next up, we have a Chicano poet and brown buffalo bluesman out of Los Angeles, California. That's right. It is time once again to bring up to the stage Teso Somok, who has a couple copies of a couple books out that you can check out on the Gashes 2019, as well as on Facebook, Instagram. Take it away. Oh wait, you're muted. Or we can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now? All right. So I said thank you, Richie, for the Monday night. Sorry, I've been absent. Put those on I lost my gold stars there, but I did want to send out a shout out to Kit. I got a chance to read one of his book reviews, and if anybody can immortalize Takis as literature, I think Kit is the man. I think that was one of the strategies is the first 5 lines are your hook for the rest of the piece, and I think Kit is working on that. And I thought that piece exemplified that strategy very well, so I wanted to commend him on that and give a shout out to Kit for his literary prowess. I have 2 items. One of them is I wanted to continue with the cereal time tacos. I was gonna go back. I think we left off on the prologue, and I was gonna jump into the first scene, which is titled El Cuento, the story. You can almost hear Lalo Guerrero's voice with its warm baritone and inviting, with a clear, strong tone. As he got older, his baritone got deeper, grandfatherly and sweeter, like good mezcal. He had a vocal range that spanned the low E below middle C to the high A above middle C. This range allowed him to sing a wide variety of music, from classical Mexican to popular Chicano music. He was a natural storyteller, and his songs were often full of humor, wit, nostalgia. He could capture the essence of the Mexican-American experience in his music, and his songs became anthems for generations of Chicanos. Guerrero's storytelling style was unique, using humor and satire to make his point, and a knack for finding the humor in the most difficult situations. He's a master of wordplay, and his songs were full of clever puns and double entendres. In other words, un alburero. In La Bamba, Guerrero tells the story of a young man who is killed in a car accident, and it is full of humor, wit, nostalgia. The song begins with the young man, Richie Valens, getting ready to go to a dance. He is excited and nervous, and he sings about how he wants to make a good impression on the girl he likes. As he's driving to the dance, he gets into a car accident and is killed. The song ends with his friends and family mourning his death. Guerrero's storytelling style is evident in the way he tells this story. He uses humor and wit to make the strong the story more engaging. He also uses nostalgia to evoke a sense of loss and sadness. The song is a powerful and moving tribute to a young man who died too soon. It is a reminder of the importance of cherishing the time we have with our loved ones. In another example, Lalo Guerrero tells the World War II experience of Chicano youths in Los Angeles from his song El Pachuco. El Pachuco is a celebration of the Pachuco culture, which was a subculture of Mexican Americans that emerged in the 1940s. The song is full of energy and swagger. It captures the spirit of the Pachuco era. The song begins with the Pachuco describing himself and his culture. He sings about how he's proud to be a Pachuco, and he celebrates the Pachuco's unique style and attitude. The song then goes on to describe the Pachuco's experience in the world. He sings about how he has been discriminated against and marginalized, but he also sings about how he has preserved and found success. The song ends with the Pachuco declaring that he is proud to be a Pachuco, and he challenges the world to accept him for who he is. The song is a powerful, moving tribute to the Pachuco culture. It is a reminder of the importance of celebrating our differences and standing up for what we believe. This is where the story of Skippy and Tito, two youths from East Los Angeles, begin. Kit, here's my hook. Skippy walks to the bus bench at Ford Street and Whittier Boulevard, slumps down, overwhelmed by the low rumbling of cars, trucks, and buses moving at high speeds. He is looking towards the source of all possibilities, and here he is sidelined waiting for Tito. This is the usual place they meet. Occasionally, the hair on his neck rises from the squealing tires of cars braking, the sudden ducking reflex at the sound of mufflers backfiring, simulating a drive-by, or the occasional, oh my God, from the heavy thump of cars trying to occupy the same space at the same time, unable to overcome one of those laws of physics. He stares out, looking for possibilities away from the East Los Angeles barrio. Does that thoroughfare lead to a way from all that anchors him at the El Sol shuttle bus stop? Tito finally arrives. The transition. Vámonos, way. Tito signals, interrupting Skippy's emancipatory mirage. Skippy, man, I'm just tired of this same old routine every day. It's just jale, work for me. It's so hard to get ahead when all we have to have is this small corner of East LA to live in. Tito, bro. My dad says, el que no tranza, no avanza. Hold on. Got something in my... El que no tranza, no avanza. Skippy. No mames, way. We can't con people out of their meager goods. Mala onda, way. Tito, bro, I feel you on that, but I always come back to my love for tacos. You can't deny how delicious they are. Skippy, tacos? Tacos? Won't pay the bills, Tito. We need to start thinking about our future and what we're going to do to get out of this cycle of poverty. Tito, I know, but sometimes you just gotta have a break and enjoy the little things in life, like more tacos. Skippy, you're not getting it, dude. Tito, we need to start thinking about our education. We may even consider going to college. We can't settle for the shitty Amazon warehouse jobs for the rest of our lives. Tito, but college is expensive. We don't have that money for that. The best our jefitos can do for us is a coca, gancitos, and a bendición, a blessing. And even if we did, we may not even get accepted because of where we be from. Skippy, that's true, but we can't let our circumstances define us. We need to push through and show everyone that we're more than just naco children of migrant workers. We got to want something more, pendejo. Tito, I hear you, Skippy. But can we talk about tacos again? I'm starting I'm starving over here. Skippy, Tito, come on, man. We need to start taking our future seriously. Tito, okay, I hear you. Let's finish up work, and then we can talk about our game plan for the future. If I sing you my latest rap, can we go grab some tacos on our way home? Skippy, sure, Tito. I'll buy you all the tacos you want if it means you'll start taking this seriously. So I'll stop here on the storytelling. We'll move over to some music. If you could read my love, my mind, love, what a tale hearts could tell, just like the old time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a dark or fortress strong, with chains upon my if I could read your mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstore sell. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail, and you just trying to understand the feeling that you lack. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that just don't get it. I don't understand where we went wrong, but this feeling's gone, and I just can't get it back. The end.
All right, aplauso, aplauso. That took me places, man. I went inward with
R.I.P..
that one. Yeah, R.I.P. for sure, Gordon Lightfoot. I'm gonna go ahead and really quickly ask and mute so we can switch without being awkward. How can people support and follow you online, including your books?
Great. Folks can pick up a copy of my book, I'm Not Your Chihuahua, on Amazon. Just type I Am Not Your Chihuahua in Teso Samo. And please support the work. And then obviously on Instagram under Gashes 2019 and on Facebook under Pandemic Poets. And thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks again, everyone who has been tuning in. Actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and let's get that spotlight back. I want to thank everyone who has been tuning online on YouTube. Again, if you're here, let us know. Say hello in the chat. And if you're here for that Tejano passport QR code, I did leave some directions in the chat on YouTube, so you can check that out. All right, our next performer. He wrote red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum for many, many lines. And I'm kidding. They didn't. They did not. It's someone who we all know. He's also one of only two to have the 100% attendance badge. That's right. Only one of two. Kit being the other. Been to every single one of these shows. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, Dan the Man. Dan, what's up? I hope you're here with us. There you are. What's up?
Yeah.
Oh no, microphone problems again.
Can you still hear me?
As of right now, I can.
Give me 1 minute. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, same as last time.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Now we just entered the 5th month of the year. And now, once again, a child's calendar down the deck, the month of May. May. Now children may go out the door. I'm sorry. Let me try again. Now children may go out the doors without their coats to candy stores. And Daddy may get out his hoe to plant tomatoes in a row. The apple branches and the pear may float their blossoms through the air. And afterwards may lazily look at some baseball on TV. Yeah. All right, once again, calendar by John Oleg. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we already know that Cinco de Mayo is approaching. Why not something romantic? I think I'm down to the last. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay. Once again. Oh yeah, good night. Who? Good night, who? Okay. All right. Once again, but you know what I mean. Soy como el chili verde, mi reina picante pero sabroso. I'm my green chili, my queen, spicy but very tasty. Spice it up. Preda vargón de amor, sacarme de este aner que y que ya las olas me tapan y no puedo navegar. Turn, dragon, wheel of love, pull me from the sandy shores where waves have swallowed me up, and I can sail no more. Dicen que un sol en el cielo para alumbrar por su Dios. En el cielo urso uno, pero en tu carrera dos. They said God placed a sun in the sky to give light. He placed one in the sky and put two in your face. Para el amor verdadero no existen dificultades. True love overcomes all hardships. True. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to do one more. Desgraciado en el juego, afortunado en el amor. Unlucky at cards, lucky at love. Beautiful. And what about until next week? Going for the last page. Yeah. Words of the Ropos by Romantic Saints from Mexico in honor of el Cinco de Mayo. Okay. All right. Oh, and just a heads up to each and every one of you.
All right. Hey.
Coming.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm almost okay. There I am. Give me a minute. Okay. Just letting you guys know, I've already entered I'm entered on a category called social media influencer, and I'm competing for social media influencer. So for those of you who are in El Paso, and for those of you who are just want to let you guys know, go to the Best of El Paso, vote for me, vote Dan the Man's Weekly on social media influencer. But you got all month long for May. So don't forget, vote Dan the Man's Weekly on the social media influencer, and please pass it on if you please. Yep. Yeah. So, it's always on log for the blog, and always with a nog for the competition. It's always it all comes with a preposition.
All right, Dan. That is that it? Or you still need the
Almost.
card? You need to have these ready, man.
Okay, here it is. Read it and weep it. Still a little behind post on Twitter and Facebook, but I'm catching up on Instagram. But most importantly, find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Don't forget to vote Dan the Man's Weekly for the social media influencer on the Best of El Paso. All right. Thank you very much, buddy. May the 4th be with you this Thursday, Feliz Cinco de Mayo. And for those of you moms out there, happy Mother's Day. And I'll talk a little about Mental Health Awareness Month next Monday, which I still have it in my poetry. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. You have a great evening. Good night. Richie, let's call it night.
All right, Dan. Thank you so much. Always a show. Yeah, man. Am I allowed to enjoy the fact that you've been here to every single one of these and you still seem lost? Like, where's the picture that I need to share? No, man, I appreciate it. Best of the best. Always interesting stuff. I know I've been in the running for local hero several times, but then I just kind of stopped caring and did my thing either way. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to every single person who performed tonight. Thanks once again. Happy to have you guys here with the online show. Again, if you're an EPCC student and just tuning in, what are you doing? Go rewind. You missed all the performers. You missed all the performances. So as soon as we end this live stream, you can go ahead and replay. I think you can even do that now. But if you're watching this at some point during the week, hello. Good to have you guys here. Go back. You went too far. But we are here every single Monday. If you want to perform yourself, you can just follow us online at Barbed Mic Series. You can sign up there. You can follow me on Instagram at Dead Wall Reveries, where I also post links and all that stuff. Once again, thanks for everyone. We'll see you next Monday for the live stream. We're going to go ahead and say good night and see you next Monday.